You're listening to A Tale of Christmas Past, where old stories hide behind tinsel, greeting cards, and fairy lights. Today's episode will unwrap the fascinating images from a feature in the Australian Women's Weekly, taking us on a journey through Christmas traditions that are far more intricate than they may appear. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, and in the next 10 minutes, we'll turn the spotlight on some enchanting Christmas tales revealing origins tied to spiders, demons, and even a modern Santa Claus. In this first segment, let's talk about spiders and tinsel. Can you imagine it? Tiny arachnids weaving their way into our holiday decorations? Well, in a delightful legend from Ukraine, we find out how a poor widow and her children nurtured a small pine tree in their humble hut. But alas, when Christmas Eve arrived, they had nothing to decorate it with. As they slept, a kind spider comes into play, weaving delicate webs over the branches. And come morning light, these strands shimmered with a silver and gold glow. Thus, tinsel was born. That's right, the tradition of hanging tinsel directly hails from a tale about a spider's gift. So, when we see strands of tinsel on trees, we might just be catching a glimpse of that Ukrainian spider's blessing. Pretty neat, right? This delightful story adds a layer of wonder to what might often be regarded as just shiny decoration. How many families out there might share a similar, albeit less mythical, story around their own tree? That's a great way to look at it. It turns the mundane into something special. Now let's shift gears a bit and dive into a darker tale with St. Nicholas and Krampus. Often depicted in the cheerful setting of holiday cards, St. Nicholas is the cheerful giver of gifts for well-behaved children. But lurking nearby is his shadowy counterpart, Krampus. A half-goat, half-demon figure, Krampus represents fear and mischief, dishing out punishment for the naughty list with birch rods and chains. In Alpine folklore, these two figures together illustrate a fascinating dichotomy between joy and fear, a reminder for children to be good as Christmas approaches. Many of the Victorian Christmas cards from the 19th and early 20th centuries played on this contrast, showing St. Nicholas benevolently presenting gifts while Krampus looms ominously at the door. A chilling yet captivating visual tale, reminding adults and children alike of the importance of good behavior. And perhaps it's a nod to the way societies used stories to maintain social order, keeping the festive spirit alive while reminding us of the consequences of misdeeds. It's truly striking how Christmas, at its roots, embodied both charity and caution. Switching topics, let's look at some quirky Victorian Christmas cards. These delightful creations led the path for how we celebrate today, filled with humor and charm, like a singing dog and cats dressed in pajamas. Did you know that the Victorian era played a pivotal role in standardizing Christmas as a family celebration? Gone were the raucous adult parties that dominated earlier British celebrations. Instead, it became a more child-friendly affair, infused with carols, decorated trees, and of course those festive cards. And how fascinating that these cards were also a way for commercial artists to market the season. They blended animals, whimsical humor, and bright electric lights that reflected the new age of technology, making all of it even more enchanting for families that were joining in on the Christmas fun. I can't help but wonder, how does humor play into your own celebrations? Do you have a favorite festive card that elicits a chuckle? Now let's talk about those once tall family Christmas trees. These majestic decorations took on a new level of significance with Prince Albert, husband of Queen Victoria. After introducing the Christmas tree from his German roots, it quickly caught on in Britain, leading to an explosion of decorated trees across the country. Illustrations of the royal family's own Christmas tree began appearing in London magazines in the 1840s. And surprise, it inspired middle-class families to emulate this custom, filling their parlors with evergreens adorned in candles and sweets, thus establishing traditions of family gatherings that resonate with us even today. It's astonishing to see how a single figure like Prince Albert could influence the way generations celebrate Christmas. What do you think of when you picture your own family gatherings around the tree? Those memories seem to stitch our own stories into the fabric of holiday traditions across the globe. And now onto our last segment. Let's dive into the modern Santa Claus. Images of shiny red suits, butterflies on floral cards, and sprightly elves. By the early 20th century, the American-style Santa Claus grew out of historical figures, merging the jovial spirit of St. Nicholas with European traditions like Father Christmas. What emerged was the Santa we all love, a bearded gift giver now present in our holiday imagery. Even Australians enjoy a fondness for physical card exchanging despite digital greetings taking over. How lovely it is to hold a card in your hands. And how about those recent traditions, like Elf on the Shelf? A cheeky little character keeping an eye on the children until Christmas? This playful idea is just one example of how traditions continue to evolve, bridging generations and ensuring the fun of Christmas stays alive. As we reflect on these images today, from St. Nick and Krampus to our cheerful modern Santa, we're reminded that each unique symbol echoes stories and rituals that have been passed down through time. So as we gather around our decorations this season, let's look at them with fresh eyes. A strand of tinsel, a whimsical card, even those ornaments could carry a story that connects us to a much broader history, summoning blessings that stretch from faraway lands. And for our creative listeners out there, take these tales as fuel for your own projects. Perhaps you'll craft an episode on global folklore or create social media posts that share the legends behind beloved ornaments in your own family tradition. Remember, traditions are living things that can grow and morph, excitingly becoming the next generation's tale of Christmas past. Thank you for joining us on this festive journey. Wishing you all bright, stories-filled holidays, and we look forward to sharing more engaging tales with you in our next episode.